Welcome to Viral Twist. Today, we're watching a crazy police chase in South LA. Fast driving, risky moves, and the most shocking part? The suspect is live streaming it. And the biggest surprise? You won't believe where they end up.
Appears to be kind of making circles in one particular area. We've kind of stayed in the South LA Watts area throughout this pursuit. We're coming up on a work truck there, coming up on another oncoming vehicle right there, and this guy's just making these evasive maneuvers. And now one of the passengers there, it looked like, had his hand sticking out the window, again, still on the phone. So just very erratic driving and very interesting behavior from these pursuit suspects right now as LAPD continues this pursuit through South LA.
Well, interesting to say the least, but it's more like dangerous, and it looked like that guy was doing some selfie work in that car.
I think that's what he was doing, because he was talking to the phone, and you could see the driver as well. So I think this is they're enjoying this moment, it seems, but this is extremely difficult because it is First Surface Streets. This is a very busy neighborhood, and they're going on the wrong side of the road. As you said, Gabe, there is no pursuing officers directly behind them. Maybe they're aware of a helicopter, maybe not. Nevertheless, this is a danger to this community.
Yeah, definitely a danger to the community because of the wrong way driving and the running through stoplights and red lights and things of that nature. Driving around traffic very erratically. If you see this vehicle in the area, just try and keep your distance. If you're in the neighborhood, lock your doors and windows. We are hearing that LAPD is treating this as a possibly armed suspect, so that kind of raises the level of danger. And just like this, you see this driver going the wrong way down Central Avenue in Watts and now back on the right side of the road, continuing southbound. It looks like the left, the driver's side window is now rolled up. I don't remember if this side of the window was rolled down earlier or if it was just those windows on the right side, but we're continuing this erratic driving. One coming up on, let's see, it looks like we're still on Central Avenue, and he's in that left turn lane. This might be a red light, running a red light, doing a right turn, now continuing on 114th Street. A lot of traffic building in the area. It's approaching rush hour now, but we're still kind of doing these circles in the area. And you can see there those right side windows, both the right side passenger and the rear passenger, they have their windows down, so they're just kind of enjoying this joyride, it seems, as we continue doing almost circles around the Watts and South LA area.
Yeah, these are
We're going to try and move Air 7 HD a little closer to this vehicle as it maneuvers through LAX airspace, but we will continue to keep an eye on this.
Wow, the worst type of pursuits that we don't want to see on surface streets, driving erratically like that, and especially this time of day when kids might be out in the street, and it's just so very dangerous to see this.
We've already seen it. There's so many people on the streets, and at least
down here.
Okay.
There's, you know, some trash bins in the roadway there. He hit one of the trash bins. Luckily, he didn't hit that other vehicle. And you can see there now some LAPD vehicles are possibly returning, at least making their presence known. I haven't heard if they're actively switching back into an active pursuit mode. They are keeping a bit of distance right now, hopefully to at least slow down some of the erratic driving that we've seen from this driver. But that even going into a following or a tracking mode, as LAPD calls it, doesn't seem to be altering the behavior of this driver any as we continue, looks like going southbound on Avalon as we continue this pursuit. We are learning some additional information now that this is a reported stolen vehicle, so that makes it a little difficult for LAPD to figure out exactly who might be driving this vehicle, and that might be why LAPD is keeping a close eye on this and making sure they don't lose eyes on him.
Well, Gabe said that they've been denied at first. I'm not sure, you know, what the contemplation is when it comes to spike strips and pit maneuvers, although they are circling a lot. Maybe eventually they do decide to do a spike strip on this guy because it is so dangerous, and they got to slow this guy down, especially when he goes in the wrong side of the road.
Completely dangerously. Looks like making a right turn eastbound on Century. And as you said, David, there's one of the passengers looking up at us in the helicopter. They have to be aware of us down here. We did hear the LAPD helicopter actually ask units on the ground to back off a little bit to hopefully relieve some of the pressure on this driver. And as far as spike strips are concerned, the driver is circling the same general area, but not staying on the same exact road. So it's still kind of hard to predict exactly where this driver will go and where he'll turn, making a left turn now on Clovis. We've been on Clovis before, so he's definitely hitting the same streets, probably staying in an area that he's familiar with. Now on the right side of the road, looks like going westbound on 92nd Street. You can see there some pedestrians there are in these roads, and as we said, it's close to rush hour. School let out an hour or so ago, a couple hours ago, so you see possibly young people in the street as we go, looks like an eastbound turn on Avalon now, still driving at a high rate of speed and still swerving around other vehicles as these, looks like 3 suspects in a Hyundai continue their joyride through South LA, continuing on 89th Street now, westbound. And LAPD still considering this a tracking mode situation right now. They have their LAPD helicopter overhead, but they're keeping the units on the ground. Coming up on another intersection here, it looks like it's a red light. There's some oncoming traffic there. That suspect very smartly slows down, looking and makes a right turn there, northbound on Main Street, and we've been on this street before. We're going to see what this suspect does. Hopefully there's not too much traffic on this street that this suspect has to deal with. And we're going to move it around to see if we can find out where the suspect turns after that. Going westbound on San Pedro Street now. And you can see there's the driver, there's the passenger. The passenger kind of making some gestures there, making a sharp right turn now on 89th Street. And from the damage to this vehicle, you can see that this driver doesn't care about damaging the vehicle and continuing on, because this vehicle's been in accidents before. We've seen him hit other things, possibly hit other vehicles. It's hard to tell because those things happen so fast, but as we go through these neighborhoods that are possibly a little bit narrow, you have to wonder if this suspect is going to hit anything or how this will end. Now we're making a right turn on Central again, so we're staying on these streets kind of between 85th and 95th, Central, Main, San Pedro, staying on all those general streets. This one looks a little bit of a wider street that this suspect can continue on, but it almost seems to me that this guy's maybe slowing down a little bit, and then just as I say that, he speeds up and continues westbound on Hooper, not really caring about where the lanes are, and a lot of traffic there waiting for the light, and this suspect makes a left turn there on 92nd with cross traffic coming. Just a very dangerous situation here in South LA. And as we continue on Firth Boulevard, leaving 92nd Street, still at a high rate of speed, still driving dangerously around oncoming traffic and passing other vehicles, as we make a right turn now, going, looks like southbound. We'll get that cross street for you shortly.
They rolled all the windows up now, too.
Yeah, that's a good point. The windows there on the right side are all rolled up, so this might play into what we were thinking is happening here, where it's kind of a changing mindset. I think we always ask and what we always wonder in these pursuit situations is why do they do it? As we see a bicyclist in the middle of the roadway there, this looks like another road that's a little bit wider that this suspect is kind of finding ways to move around a little less dangerously than earlier. But looks like Laurel Street 92nd now is where we're at. We're slowing down a little bit, possibly making a right turn, and no, not doing a right turn. Continuing through the intersection now, approaching on Alameda now, moving around some other traffic there. And at this point, it's just a joyride for these suspects, and they are going to drive until they can no longer, it seems like. So we're going to start listening to see what LAPD does as far as possibly trying to bring this thing to an end through other means, whether they actually try and re-engage the pursuit, or whether they completely back off and see if they can deal with these suspects later, which we have seen LAPD do. Excuse me. I'm being told now that no ground units. Oh, and there we go.
They're running.
There's 1 foot bail. There's 2. There's 3. There's the 3 suspects that we thought were in the vehicle, and 3 of them exit the vehicle. So as we were just saying, there were no ground units right behind this suspect, but we do know they're in the area. So we're going to wait and see how fast or how long it takes for those LAPD units on the ground to move in and at least locate these suspects and take them into custody. It looks like one of them's either holding his hoodie, possibly on the phone there. I'm not sure what. This one was the driver, we're being told. So we're going to stay with this driver and see where that driver ends up, because that's the one that LAPD is going to be most interested in, although more than likely they're going to take all 3 of these suspects into custody. We're near Willow Place and Long Beach Boulevard. And the air unit also informed us that they did find a gun in the suspect vehicle of the original pursuit. So a lot of things to put together here, as LAPD still has eyes on this pink house where we believe the original pursuit suspects are now in. A perimeter has been put up in the area with the LAPD air unit and units on the ground to make sure that no one enters or leaves the area without being seen or noted.